Yo, what's up YouTube? It's KitchenBChillin back with another video for y'all. As you can see from the title, I'm gonna be going over the top 5 best lockdown builds in 2K21. If you want to see the best point guard builds, go check out the video yesterday. And without further ado, let's get into the top 5 lockdown builds in 2K21. So this first build is gonna be like a spot up wing type player with the yrndj pie chart. I think this build's gonna be best on like the wing and pro-am, or as like a wrap type player in Park. So this build's gonna get 1 finishing, 20 shooting, 10 playmaking, and 21 defense. So you'll be able to run floor general and stuff like that for your teammates. And then for the body type, I think going built or burly actually helps your defense because you're wider and take up more space to cut off the person you're guarding. Now for the height, I would say go 6'5" with this, just because if you go 6'6" or higher, you lose a lot of speed and lateral quickness and all that. And for the weight, you want to go minimum, be as fast as possible, keep up with guards on the perimeter. And then max wingspan, because obviously it's a lockdown build, you want to be as good at defense as possible. As you can see, you get 94 steal on the two-way sharp. And then you get 87 on perimeter D and lateral quickness. And keep in mind, with the +4 from 99, you'll have almost 99 steal and 90s on the perimeter D and lateral. And as you can see, this version only gets lock and playmaker, but I'm gonna also show you a version that gets sharp, and you only lose 1 playmaking badge for it. So if you want to spot up wing and pro-am, maybe go with a sharp instead of a lock. But if you don't care about getting the sharp takeover, just go with that first version. Alright, so here's the version with the sharp takeover. What you want to do is max out your post fade and then take mid-range down 1, so you still get 20 shooting. And you also want to take your pass accuracy down to 76, so you get 9 playmaking. You do lose 1 playmaking badge, but you get sharp takeover instead. Again, 6'5", 178. And 1 shorter from max wingspan, you get sharp takeover. In my opinion, the first version of this build is better, but we don't really know how the shooting's gonna be. You might need sharp takeover. Anyways, that's the build, perimeter lock. You're gonna see this title a lot in this video. Now for the second build, if you want to have a faster, more athletic type of lockdown that mostly spots up corner and can get contact dunks, I think this build's definitely the build for that. So you want to go with the playmaking defense pie chart, and then for the physical, you want to go with speed and vert instead of pure speed. You'll see why in a little bit. But this build gets 8 finishing, 8 shooting, 16 playmaking, and 21 defense. Now I chose to go with only 8 shooting badges because there's no quick draw this year, so you don't need to spend your points on that. So with 8 shooting badges, you can get like gold catch and shoot, hot zone hunter, and then silver corner specialist. And you should be able to shoot fine as long as you have hotspots. Then for the height, you can really go 6'5" or 6'6" with this build. I prefer the 6'5" version, just because again it gets more speed, especially if you go with the speed and vert pie chart. You want to have that 92 speed, so you have 99 speed at 98 overall. And then lowest weight, max wingspan, you get 93 steal, and you do only have a 64 3-pointer, but 99 will be +8 if someone has floor general 72, and you'll probably be shooting off dimer on catch and shoots in the corner most of the time. And as you can see, this build's called a 2-way slasher, so people might think that you're not able to shoot and leave you open because of your build title. Now this third build is very similar to that first 2-way sharp build, but it's the pie chart all the way at the bottom with more defense and a little less shooting. And again, it's pure speed. Now, this chart is different because you get more defense and a little bit better physicals, with the trade-off of a little less shooting badges and like 2 less 3-pointer. Well, the way I made this is strictly for defense and spot up. So this could be a replacement for the play lock if you want a better 3-point shot. And as you can see, it gets 3 finishing, 17 shooting, only 1 playmaking, but 24 defense. Now, I don't think the 1 playmaking will matter too much because this build's not meant to dribble. Now again, you can go 6.5 or 6.6 with this build. In my opinion, the 6.5 is better, but the 6.6 version also looks pretty good. Now for the 6.5 build, you want to go 178 because you don't lose anything, you just gain some strength. And so you get 91 speed, so at 99 overall, you'll have 99 speed. And then max wingspan again, and so you get 95 steel. And this is very similar to the first two-way sharp, but as you can see, it has a little bit better defense and better physicals. You have 99 speed instead of like 97, I think it was. Then for the takeovers, you get lock or slash. You don't really want to go with slash take because you don't get contact dunks anyways. But if you go one down on the wingspan, you get sharp take instead of slash. So again, that's your preference. I prefer the lock take on this build because it's meant to be more of a defender. And as you can see again, it's called a perimeter lockdown, just like the other two-way sharp. Now the fourth build is actually really interesting, and it's mostly for Pro-Am. This wouldn't work too well in Park, but you could try it, I guess. It's just something weird with the matchups. You want to go with the pure defense pie chart, and then if strength matters for setting screens, you want to go with the speed and strength pie chart. Now you might be thinking, why would you want to set screens with the lock? Well, because this build can't shoot, it's not easy to find a lineup that it runs with, but if you make this to guard ball and set screens with, you don't have to shoot. You can have a taller player at the 3 or something that can guard the bigs, and you can guard ball with this build. And then the other player, the taller player on your team, spots up corner, and you set screens with this build. Then for the height, I would recommend 6'8" with this. 6'7" is also good, but with 6'8", you gain so much block and rebounding, and you don't lose too much on the perimeter defense and steal. Now if strength doesn't matter for setting screens, then this pure speed way is so much better, because you don't have to go high on the weight, and you can make up for that lost perimeter and lateral by going low on the weight. So again, it's 13, 1, 9, and 30. And you can actually run floor general with this build too, because it's a point guard. And 6'8", minimum weight, you get 86 speed, and so at 99, that'd be a 95 speed with a 6'8" lock. So if you can make this build fit into your lineup, I think it'd be crazy on defense, if you can make it work. Now, like I said, it's mostly for Pro-Am, because in Pro-Am, you don't have set matchups. Like in Park, the one guy at the 2 is always matched up on the 2, unless you can switch your arrow. But sometimes you can't, and that's what makes this hard for Park. But like I said, if you can make it work, I think this is one of the best builds you can make. Now this last build is a taller type of lock that can switch onto bigs and guard them pretty well as guarding guards pretty well. So again, it's the last pie chart that we used earlier in the video, pure speed. So with this build, you'll end up with 3, 16, 1, and 24, and you'll have 4 attributes you can put anywhere you want really. I just put it into post fade. So with this build, it's 6'8", so you'll be able to guard bigs and guards pretty well. If you like to play sides, I think this is a great build for that. Again, minimum weight and max wingspan, so you get 80s on almost everything in defense. And then I'd go with lock takeover. As you can see, it's again a perimeter lockdown. That's the title with a lot of these lock builds. That's it for the video. That was my top 5 best lockdown builds for 2K21. There might be some changes in the official game, but in the demo as of now, I think those are the best builds you can make. That's it for today. If this video helped you, make sure you like it and hit subscribe.